Hello, welcome to ITV News Meridian this Friday evening.
Tonight's headlines in the southeast. Family and friends of a man struck by an unmarked Sussex police car hold a vigil on what would have been his 28th birthday. Arthur Holsher-Ermot's loved ones say they want answers.
He already booked for us to go to London and spend his birthday there. Less than a week after that, he's dead. And before they even put his body in the ground, it's his birthday.
How the pandemic has left children as young as 5 struggling with anxiety. We're at the Maidstone School teaching mindfulness.
The end of the blame game, the biggest shake-up in divorce legislation in decades. We'll have a special report.
And after 2 summers blighted by sewage spills and swimming bans, 7 beaches in Thanet and 10 more across Kent and Sussex are awarded blue flags for excellent water quality. Good evening. The family of a man from Newhaven who died from his injuries after being hit by a Sussex police car met with the force for the first time today.
Tomorrow marks 2 weeks since Arthur Holsher-Ermot's death on the A259 in Peacehaven. Yesterday would have been Arthur's 28th birthday, and at an emotional vigil close to where the collision happened, his brother renewed calls for answers. Here's James Dunham.
For the dozens who turned up to lay flowers, to light a candle, to send a heartfelt happy birthday. This vigil and the small comfort that came with it marked the end of a particularly painful day for Arthur Holsher-Ermot's brother.
It's been immense. I mean, you know, at 12 o'clock today I was at Eastbourne General Hospital to see my brother. These are the only people that keep me going. Like, because you've got to think, it was me and Arthur who lived here together out of our family, and my dad lives in Bournemouth, the rest of my family live in Germany. Yeah? I've got no one here, apart from our friends and our family and our community around us.
Sharing that sense of loss, Arthur's girlfriend, who would have been celebrating with him on his 28th birthday.
From what I understand, he already booked for us to go to London and spend his birthday there. And then after his birthday, we're going to come and he's going to have a barbecue somewhere in the forest with his friends. And the 2 weeks, less than a week after that, he's dead. And before they even put his body in the ground, it's his birthday.
On April 30th, Arthur was in his car being chased by officers in Peacehaven. As he got out and ran, he was hit by a police vehicle. On May 5th, the Independent Office for Police Conduct confirmed the driver faced a criminal investigation, but that he was not under arrest. Sussex Police said he was on restricted duties and that the force is providing every assistance to the IOPC to ensure a thorough investigation. Dashcam footage shows the moment of the collision. Eyewitnesses suggested Arthur was handcuffed as he lay on the ground. The police watchdog said it's found no evidence of that in the inquiry's initial stages.
It's pretty devastating what happened and what's gone on with the police and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of want answers.
Really, I'm shocked in the fact that Cole's going to be left by himself. Arthur was a pick-me-up for Cole. Cole's more of the stubborn brother. And it's sad to now see Cole by himself not actually having any answers.
It's just a shock to everyone. It's not right.
What I want to do is raise a toast, yeah?
Tomorrow will be 2 weeks since Arthur's death. His brother Carl says this community is unable to grieve while the investigation takes place. James Dunham, ITV News, Peacehaven.
And you can find more on all of our top stories today on our website. The address, as ever, itv.com/Meridian.
Hospital bosses want an unconscious boy from Essex to be tested to see if he is brain dead and have asked a High Court judge for permission. 12-year-old Archie Battersby from Southend has not woken up since he was found unconscious at home a month ago. Specialists treating him say life support should be stopped, but his parents have raised concerns and want the judge to give him more time.
The M2 will be closed eastbound for 58 hours from 8 o'clock tonight between junctions 5 and 7 at Brenley Corner. It's so 3 bridges over the motorway can be resurfaced. The closure will last until 6 o'clock on Monday morning. A diversion will be in place. National Highways has thanked drivers for their patience.
A lorry driver has been jailed for smuggling £1.5 million worth of cocaine through Dover. Branko Jelopetrovic used a secret compartment in his trailer to conceal the drug. When stopped at the Eastern Docks, he claimed the bags contained tobacco. He was sentenced to 9 years in prison.
The Church of England's new financial strategy has been outlined by the Archbishop of Canterbury. £3.6 billion will be committed to help people through the cost of living crisis over the next 9 years. Justin Welby said the focus will be on the poorest communities. He said the situation was a really serious crisis for a huge number of people.
Alarming new figures have found that 1 in 6 children have been diagnosed with a mental health condition. As a result, pupils at a school in Kent have been taking part in a UK first to help them with their mental well-being.
Students from a primary school near Maidstone are trialling a new gadget to help teach them mindfulness strategies. And they say it's really helped to relieve exam stress, as Joe Coshen's been finding out.
This is one of the calmest classrooms you'll ever see. That's because pupils here at Laddingford St Mary's Primary are learning mindfulness techniques. Using a new gadget called Sticks, students hold the remotes and practice activities on deep breathing, focus and balance, all to improve their mental health.
I like how calming it is. It makes you feel less excited when so you don't talk and you can actually get your work done. It makes you feel calmer and chilled. So if you're having a stressful day, you can become calm.
Do you have stressful days? Are there times when you feel stressed and worried about work and things like that?
Definitely, yeah.
Does that go for all of you?
Yeah, very much so.
What are your worries right now?
Well, I think for most of us right now it's the SATs, because we've got the SATs coming up soon. Next week. And this is just something to help you ease your mind.
And they're not alone. NHS research has found 1 in 6 children have been diagnosed with a mental health condition, and pupils as young as 5 reported feeling stressed.
It's always horrible to hear children say they're stressed, because none of us want our children to be stressed, but that's reality. And actually I think we all think it didn't used to exist, but it did, and actually for lots of people it just comes out in adulthood. Actually I'm really pleased that children have now got the language to talk about how they're feeling, to talk about their emotions, and then because they've got that language we can then give them some tools and hopefully just equip them really well.
The idea for Sticks came about when Liam Murphy saw his brother struggle with ADHD whilst growing up. With the help of his dad, they wanted to design a product that could teach well-being techniques as coping strategies from an early age.
I think it's all about learning the habit at an early age and being able to develop that throughout going into the secondary school, which is a massive jump for kids, and learning that reading technique. Learning how to take their focus away from the stresses that's going on at school and just be in the present moment.
And I think it's learning that experience so they can actually continue some of those practices when they don't have the sticks with them.
Laddingford is the first school in the country to pilot the gadget, but if it keeps pupils as focused and as relaxed as this, don't be surprised if you see them in classrooms across the South East soon. Joe Coshen, ITV News, Maidstone.
In other news, a bin strike in Wealdon in East Sussex is going to be extended until the 11th of June. The GMB union rejected the latest pay offer from Biffa, which they say was the same as the last offer tabled. Currently, only half of the bin collections are being carried out. The District Council says it's disappointed and has apologised to residents, while Biffa and the GMB union continue negotiations. The union says it remains committed to finding a solution.
The family is fundraising for staff at the Kent and Canterbury Hospital for nursing a dad back to health after a rare illness. Nigel Avery has spent more than 50 days in critical care after developing a problem with his immune system after having COVID. The 55-year-old had been planning a sponsored 100-mile walk with his beloved dog Martha. His family will now walk for him to raise money for East Kent Hospital's charity. They've raised more than £3,000 so far.
Meanwhile, the family of a man who died having suffered from mental health issues has taken part in a skydive in his memory. Mark Sheehan from Sussex was just 44 when he took his own life. 9 members of his family, including his father and sister, jumped out of a plane, raising funds for Mind West Sussex.
More dolphins have been spotted off the Sussex coast. The Brighton Dolphin Project has released this video showing 2 near Brighton Marina and 4 off Shoreham. The conservation charity expects far more sightings over the coming months as the waters warm. Others have been seen off Beachy Head and the Seven Sisters.
Now you're watching ITV News in the Meridian region. Coming up on the programme.
The walking netball team from Rochester, who are winning on and off the court as they help boost physical and mental well-being.
More on our stories, of course, on the website. If you'd like to get in touch, details coming up on the screen. There's the phone number. And, of course, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter and on Instagram.
Now in our final report on marriage this week, we're looking at the impact recent changes in the divorce laws may have. A new no-fault divorce law was introduced last month, making it easier for couples to separate.
Well, it's the biggest shake-up in divorce legislation in decades, and the early signs suggest many couples were waiting for the reform before starting separation the process. Kevin Ashford reports.
When Kate Young and her husband decided to end their marriage, she says it was a difficult but amicable decision. And Kate, who used to work as a divorce lawyer, says the new no-fault divorce rules helped in what was a difficult situation.
I think it makes it just that little bit less stressful, particularly where, like you've reached that agreement together. Yes, it is sad. Yes, it's difficult. No, you don't ever go into a marriage thinking it's going to break up. But when it does, and it's done in an amicable way, you don't want to have to try and blame somebody else.
Previously, to get a divorce, you had to give a reason why the marriage had broken down, either adultery, unreasonable behaviour or desertion, or be separated for more than 2 years if both parties agreed, or 5 years if contested. There are signs that people had been waiting for the new blame-free divorces. Jane Kerr is a family mediator in Tunbridge Wells in Kent.
It's been really interesting. There's definitely been an increase. We were looking as a practice and we've had our busiest month ever last month since the divorce law changed, which is extremely positive. I think overall couples are welcoming the opportunity to start off on a more amicable footing. They're moving, they're beginning to move forward without having to allege blame, but actually to just be able to make a decision to divorce and move ahead with that.
Early figures do point to an initial rise in applications for new-look divorces. Around 3,000 were said to have been made in the week after the new system became law. That's a big jump from the average of more than 2,000 a week last year. However, IT problems may have distorted that figure. Barker Jean doesn't believe the new law will have a dramatic effect on the number of divorces. He's studied trends in marriage and divorce rates around the world and says both have been declining in the UK as couples have been waiting longer before getting wed and increasingly have been living together instead of marrying.
The delay in marriage age also affects the stock of marriages in the society much less compared to marrying early. If a lot of people marry at the early 20s, you have more marriages in the society, then mathematically you have more likelihood of getting more people getting divorced. So the delay in marriage age and then establishing cohabitation as a stable union form without getting legally married, both trends drive the decline in the divorce rates anyway for a long time. So we have less marriages, so to speak, we have less divorces.
A clearer picture should emerge next month when more detailed figures for divorce applications since the law change are due to be released. Kevin Ashford, ITV News.
Now the ITV Evening News, of course, continues after us. To look ahead to their programme this evening, here's Charlene White.
From Whitehall to passport offices and job centres, the thousands of civil service jobs facing the axe. The government wants to cut back staff to slim down costs, but morale in the service is already low. Colleen Rooney takes the stand at the High Court for the first time in the War of the Wags. The Queen is all smiles at the Royal Horse Show in Windsor. And what makes a pudding fit for a palace? Well, we'll have all the details. Join us for those stories and so much more from 6:30.
Yeah, we're both going home to have trifle later on. Very nice.
Posh trifle.
Very posh.
Nice.
Talking about posh, here's Andrew Payton. Andrew, the Seagulls are looking to finish the season on a high, sir.
Yeah, absolutely right, yes. Last time out, of course, they beat Man United 4-0, didn't they? So, with just 2 matches to go in the Premier League, Brighton Hove Albion are on course for their most successful season ever. The Seagulls had their award show this week. Mark Cucurella named the players and supporters player of the season. On Sunday, 9th place Brighton travel to relegation-threatened Leeds. Albion looking for their first top 10 finish in the English top flight.
We have to prepare well. We have to make sure we're ready for Ellen Road. We're not relaxing anymore. We're trying to finish off the season as strongly as we can. So, but at the same time, I think you can also be happy with what we've done so far. 47 points. That's a record we've ever had. We want to add to the total. It's exciting, but 2 games to go.
On to cricket, and in the County Championship, it's been a mixed day for our 2 sides. In Division 1, Kent really are toiling at the Spitfire ground, with Surrey setting them a first innings target of 679. Ouch. Kent hoping their batsmen will turn on the style this weekend. Well, in Division 2, Sussex currently have a first innings lead of 176, having dismissed Leicestershire for 210. Now, a walking netball team from Kent is not only winning tournaments, is also helping people improve their physical and mental well-being, with some of the players at Rochester saying being part of the team has changed their lives.
Small businesses and local teams, the heart of our communities. eBay sponsors ITV Regional Sport Reports.
They have 2 different squads. There's In It to Win It, who've recently scooped wins at Canterbury, Eastbourne and Crystal Palace. And there's Wiggle and Giggle, which isn't so competitive, but just as much fun. The King's Rochester walking netball team has players aged from 28 to 83. Some who used to play at a really high standard, while others are just happy to be out on a court, having suffered physical or mental problems. Like Jenny Carter, who was diagnosed with depression and anxiety.
She was a crumbling piece of mess, crying, not wanting to go out, not wanting to do anything, couldn't cope with work, literally full-on mental exhaustion. And I'd been coming and brought her along, and it's just been a turning point. It is therapy.
Yeah, when you've literally been where you're so down, you don't think you're ever going to... Sorry, I'm going to cry. You never think you're going to get it back.
I had to stop normal league netball when I got poorly, and I really missed it. And then up here, for your state of mind, just be, especially after lockdown.
Backed by Chatham and Aylesford MP and former Sports Minister Tracy Crouch, local pensioner forums have been encouraging people to join up, to keep fit and make new friends.
Some people come because they're lonely. We never ask, but upstairs now with the coffee that they're having now, they've just finished their session, they'll be chatting away. And that's when all sorts of chatting goes on and support is there without people realising it.
The team at Rochester are hosting a tournament on Sunday with 12 sides from across Kent involved. And it's clear this is one sport where everyone taking part is winning. Yeah, I hope everyone on Sunday has a fantastic time.
Yeah, and it's Mental Health Awareness Week, and that was just so well put, so good to talk and so important. Andrew, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, now he is one of the world's biggest selling singers of all time, and tonight he's on the stage at the Brighton Centre.
Bryan Adams is in the middle of his latest world tour, and James Webster spoke to him earlier as he gets ready for that first show.
I like your face in the morning.
For Bryan Adams, releasing this new music is a big moment.
Well, these are the moments that make up my life.
This is latest single from an album put together while so many musicians' plans were put on hold during the pandemic.
I recorded about 30 songs for this album, of which I sort of narrowed it down to which I think are the 12 best. And you can normally tell which are the best ones by how fast they come together.
And now he's taking that album on the road for his new tour, with this song summing up how good that feels.
I'm so happy it hurts. I'm so happy it hurts.
Once I had that record, I thought, oh, we've got an album coming here. So that was sort of the cornerstone song.
Your mum's in the video and your dog.
Yes. Well, my mum's 94, and I wanted to include her in this because ordinarily she would be coming out on tour, but she can't travel anymore, so I wanted her to feel part of what was going on.
Look into my eyes.
This summer's tour will also include songs from his extensive back catalogue.
I got my first real six-string.
Now into his 5th decade of generating hits, hearing the crowd singing along is still a buzz.
Was the summer of '69.
You can sort of hear it, the undertones of it, as you go along. And the other night when we were playing, I was really happy to hear them singing "Shine a Light," because they just sang it so loud.
Shine a light, shine a light, shine a light, shine a light, shine a light.
Away from music, Bryan's also an accomplished photographer, and approaching the Queen's Platinum Jubilee brings back memories of taking this famous photo for her Golden Jubilee.
And what are your memories of taking that picture?
Really good. It was just myself and my assistant, and we went over there. I have a nice old Land Rover, 1964 Land Rover. I pulled into the gate. Oh dear. She was really nice, and so was Prince Philip. It was really quite a memorable occasion.
I'm so happy it hurts.
With 15 shows coming up, it's a busy summer ahead.
I'm just happy people are back out and be able to enjoy themselves and come out and enjoy the show and have a good time. That's what it's all about.
James Webster, ITV News.
Have fun if you're there tonight.
Summer of '69, just got to say, what a tune.
It is a great, that's one of my favourite Bryan Adams, because what's the other one? Everything, I'm not going to sing it.
I've been trying to get that out of my head for about 30 years.
Join the club. Now, prestigious Blue Flag Awards have today gone to 17 beaches in Kent and Sussex. Among them, Brighton Central and Hove Lawns in Sussex. Sheerness on the Isle of Sheppey is another winner.
But the area where the awards are especially welcome is Thanet. It's been awarded 7 blue flags for excellent water quality after 2 summers blighted by sewage spills, beach closures and swimming bans. Well, Glenn Tomsit is live for us at Margate Main Sands. Glenn, a great start for the summer season, although I understand where you are, it's more than a little breezy.
Yes, a little breezy indeed, Matt. The wind has picked up since about 3 o'clock here this afternoon, but the warmth is still there very much in the sunshine. So as you say, Margate Main Sands is the proud holder of one of those blue flags, awarded to beaches with safe waters and family-friendly facilities. Now, as you say, the Isle of Thanet boasts 7 of the flags, with a further 4 beaches holding what's known as the Seaside Award. A Seaside Award is designed to recognise different uses of the UK's coastline. Dymchurch, a little bit further around the coast, is just one of them. 97 sites across the southeast have been tested for water safety by the Environment Agency, who say waters do meet the required standard, 97% scoring excellent. Well, safe seas lead, of course, to busy beaches, which can be good for the local economy. I spoke to a number of beachside businesses earlier today.
Having a blue flag for the town is it's not just good for my business, it's good for everyone. Anything that encourages tourism, especially after the last few years.
So to have a blue flag is great. It means people can come down, use our beaches. Come down and use all the restaurants down here. It just gives a vibe of Margate, really.
Well, if you cast your mind back to last June, when a lightning strike hit the local pumping station, causing tens of thousands of gallons of raw sewage to emerge into the sea, affecting around 3.5 miles of coastline here. Other leaks on this part of the Kent coast have, of course, had a major impact on reputation. Earlier, I spoke to a number of visitors to Margate and local residents as well, and they're thrilled that the town has been awarded another blue flag.
Well, it means more people will realise what a lovely place it is. Beautiful, clean beach. It's not just Margate, it's the whole of Thanet. I think they've got 7 blue flags, haven't they, recently?
That's right.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
What do you think, madam?
Ah, it's good. It's excellent. Yeah.
Will it make you want to swim in the water more?
Well, we kayak. We tend to kayak more in water.
I mean, look at it. Could be the Mediterranean for all you know. Like, it's gorgeous. No, it means a lot to us.
Well, the Environment Agency is clear that more needs to be done on the part of water companies, who say they're taking robust action, of course, to support regulators, businesses, farmers and councils to help clear up the coastal waters. But for now, this weekend, let's enjoy the recognition and, of course, reach for an ice cream and a Kiss Me Quick hat.
Do you know what? I was just going to ask you, Glenn, did you treat yourself to an ice cream today?
Yes, a 99, but I've got to say, with the wind whipping up, it did go everywhere.
Brilliant, thank you very much indeed.
Well, let's talk about that whippy wind with Holly. So it's looking nice, but it's very windy.
I do like that technical term there, whippy wind. Yeah, and it's deceptive at this time of year because it might not feel that warm, we've got that wind coming in off the sea, but actually our UV levels are the top end of high at the moment. So they're level 7. We occasionally get 8 in the UK, not very often. So we'll continue to see that through the weekend, so something just to bear in mind. And we've had some nice sunshine of late, haven't we? Take a look at this. This came in from Liam Kenwood. It's actually yesterday, so I'm cheating a little bit, but too lovely not to share. Isn't that gorgeous? Sunshine over the poppy field. This was today, some slightly dubious looking sheep there, but again some sunshine, just some high level cloud. As you say, though, we have had this wind around, but come the weekend, there should be some more warm sunshine in store.
Is there a catch?
Yes, there is.
I knew there was a catch.
So I'll go into the detail, of course, in the weather forecast. But yeah, we've got the risk of some thundery showers. I think tomorrow night, maybe first thing Sunday, and again, I think on Sunday night as well. I'll tell you why that's a shame, because something a bit interesting is happening early hours of Monday morning. We have got the potential for a lunar eclipse, which is quite cool. So taking a look at this, it starts at 2:30 in the morning. From about 4:30, that's when you're at total eclipse time. The moon could actually start to go red. I say could, it will. And then it sets about 5:15. The problem we've got is A, it's very low in the sky down to the southwest, and B, of course, we've got these thundery showers around. So I have a horrible feeling we're not going to see it. But if you fancy heading out in the early hours, you might.
Did you say Bonnie Tyler was tweeting about this?
Yeah, I knew
earlier?
about it before Holly, thanks to Bonnie Tyler, who I follow on social media.
Why wouldn't she?
Turn around. Sorry.
Stop singing. Here's the forecast. With
Can't
Holly.
help it, it's Friday.
Feels like home, whatever the weather. Valent Boilers and Heat Pumps sponsors ITV Meridian Weather.
Some warm sunshine to come for this weekend, although we have also got the threat of some heavy showers. Tricky detail on these. We could see some perhaps overnight Saturday into Sunday. We could start Sunday with some. They should clear through, some more warm sunshine emerging. But again, Sunday night we could see some further heavy showers. So this is the bigger picture. High pressure dominating the scene, but we've got these warm plumes moving up from the south. This first one overnight Saturday into Sunday. The second one for Sunday night. This probably brings the greatest risk of some flashes and bangs, so some thunderstorms. Out there at the moment then, some sunshine to end the day. We have got a breezy old wind around. I'm sure you've noticed that for today. A few pockets of mist and fog tonight as that breeze eases down. And it's chilly for the time of year as well. These are typical values, but actually some spots could get down to around 4 or 5. So tomorrow morning, lots of sunshine around, plenty of bright skies overhead, and that wind a lot lighter than today as well. So temperatures on the thermometers probably a little higher, but when you factor in the lighter wind, I do think it'll feel like a warmer day. Always a little fresher where you've got the breeze coming in off the sea, of course. Then that threat of some thundery showers overnight Saturday into Sunday, and we could start with some on Sunday as well. They should clear through, some more warm sunshine, but again the threat of some heavy thundery showers for Sunday night. Take care.
Valent sponsors ITV Meridian Weather.
And that is your news in the southeast this Friday night. In just a moment, the ITV Evening News continues here with Charlene White.
That is it from us for the time being. We're all off to sing our way home in our own space.
Yes, because I'm not allowed.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
See you Monday. Bye-bye.